Hello, everyone, and my guest here, Leilani Heno. Heno, Heno. And why did you hear that name? Who is Leilani Heno? She is running for council in District A, D, here in, where are we, Sacramento? No, we're in Chicago. No, we're in New Orleans. And she is remarkable. She actually, my producer, prior producer, Patty, called me yesterday and said, "You know who this is?" We haven't met before, but I did research on you, and guess what? You are terrific. Okay, so we're going to talk for the first hour of the show. I know you have to leave at 5. We're going to talk about New Orleans, how you're going to make it the greatest city in the world. And if people don't vote for you, they should be ashamed.
Oh, wow.
Okay. So, all right, not shamed, but they should really consider doing
Yes.
it. Okay. So, hold on. Let's get a little bit of biography, just a little bit of where you went to high school, where you went to college, and where you're living now.
Okay. I was born in Redmond.
Okay.
In season. I went to school at Livingston, then I went to Abramson.
Oh.
My degrees are in marketing and finance and statistics. I have a master's in business and a business secretary.
Outstanding. So a master of MBA,
Mhm.
and what you got that from?
I got that from IU. I've traveled abroad for international business.
Now, what? Because I did international.
Yeah.
So, what was your international contacts?
Oh my goodness. Ooh, it was something in the world. God, you're dating me.
Ah.
We did. I know there was a wine company that I focused on in France.
Okay.
And that was my dissertation.
Well, I always like people who do business and politics in this area. Many of them have international. Because New Orleans is an international. It's much more. And so once you become you have no connections to anyone on that council, and we will be relying on you to give us the votes. Okay, so that's, and being a native of New Orleans,
Yes.
you know great things about New Orleans
Yes.
and the
Yes.
not so great things about New Orleans.
Yes.
And we have to talk about this
Yes, of
because we want to fix them, not just at but fix them.
Yes.
Okay. We were talking before we started about a huge issue that I noticed. I came to New Orleans in 1977, and however it occurred, New Orleans, how much oyster was it? We had it all.
Maybe not all, but a lot more than we have.
A lot more than we had now. Well, all, when you say all, and you look at the potential
Yes.
that could have had,
Yes.
that should have been outstanding.
Yes, agreed.
We had the largest energy companies in America. They were all, we had Texaco, we had Exxon, we had Mobil, we had Shell,
Yeah.
we had all of them. And you could go downtown New Orleans and still see their buildings.
Yep.
We taught them not only to send an office, but to buy real estate.
Yes. Yeah.
And these are 30, 25-story buildings. And at the time, and I knew that because I knew people in Clegg, we had geologists, and we had people who were seismologists. We were involved not only in mining, but transportation as well.
True.
So we had all of these things. Now, you probably weren't even born.
I'm gonna take
But
that.
yeah, take that. But have you analyzed what happened? Why did you go away?
Personally, and as a parent, I feel like when I went to ABC
Okay.
way back when, and we had shop and things like my brother.
Trades.
Yeah, we're friends. Yeah. My brother, he's smart, but he's not college material. He never had any intention of going to college.
Sure.
That's where I was going. So I
Okay.
knew I was going to college. Well, by the time my brother got out of school, he was able to, he could fix air conditioning, refrigerators, and so
Sure.
he was able to go into business with my dad as soon as he got out of high school. And now, but that was in school. So he went to shop in school. That was one of his classes. And I think we got away from all of that. And it's
Oh,
just we
boy.
got so stuck on the test that, not every kid's made that way. And that's okay.
Well, I remember when I was in Chicago in high school, we had CVS, Chicago Vocations, Lane Tech School. Lane Tech
Yeah,
School,
yeah.
Johnny Weissman. Remember?
Oh, yeah.
Counsel,
That's
yeah.
right.
Way back in the day, much of the night, we had technical schools.
Right.
And people made great livings.
Yes.
And they, if
You
they
still
were really,
can make a great
you
living.
can make
Yeah,
it,
yeah.
and you should. We're
Yeah.
trying to get back at that. Is that something that you would support?
Yes.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Right.
In 2021, I ran for mayor, and that was huge for them. That's one of the things I
That was
talked
on
about.
your
Yes, I
platform?
really wanted to bring that back, and everybody
more
came.
now than I did before I did the research.
And you know
This is
what's
good.
sad is that everybody who came after me, or politicians steal from each other's platform, whether they say so or not. It's like, I'll say something, and it's like, wait, what? But a lot of other politicians said they were going to do that, and nothing's changed.
Well, I will tell you this, and I told you previously, my first job was at high school. We were up there, I coached there. I went to law school with my practice law. So, in here in New Orleans, but my clients overseas. And on my show, on this particular show, we talk about education. And I'm like, how we cannot get better until we have better education. And I don't mean purely academic.
Right.
Skill education.
Yes.
Because remember Chicago, the people that I went to high school, it was a public school. I 750 kids in my graduating class, 20 went to college.
Yeah.
And the others, while I was at college, and I did Love's Happy and whatnot, these guys are buying houses, buying their second cars, welders, electricians, whatnot. And we have the same thing we could do.
Yes.
Why could we do that?
I can't answer that question. I do not know, but we need to.
I would like to talk about that because on a national level, we're having a national debate about universities. What are they doing? Are they preparing people, young people for school? And the answer is the way you're shaking your head. We're not.
Even academically, I learned about passive income when I was 7 years old from an old white man on a beach. And I
I want to hear this story.
I was
This is great.
7 years old. That's when I started my first business. When I was 7 years old. It was not a lemonade stand. We talk about it later. But every kid that age needs to learn about business, needs to learn about finances. And
Yes.
because then later on, everybody's in debt. You can't pay for anything.
Right.
They're trying to, don't want to pay for their student loans. Just get them learn early on about finances.
Right.
Even when we talk about generational wealth, people are waiting until they're like in their 60s. Why are you talking about that now?
Well, and this is a great question. I'm going to ask you this question. You're in high school. And you got two choices. Either somehow get to some college that somebody got to pay for. You're going to have to loan and pay it back. Or, what? Where's the trades? Where do you go?
That's the
Where
thing.
do you go to be a carpenter? Where do you go to be a...
I'm telling you, my older brother would be in trouble today if it happened at the same time to me.
All right, this little clock controls our lives.
Yes.
That little green
And
thing.
it's so cute too.
It's cute. So we're going to take a break, come back in a minute, and continue this tremendous conversation with our future council person.
Only if you can get my name right.
Heno.
Heno, Leilani Heno.
Sounds like a
It is a Hawaiian.
There you go. Okay, we'll take a break. Be back in a moment.
Kevin Love from the Cleveland Cavaliers. At times, life can feel scary, and we can get overwhelmed by anxiety. Mindfulness can help you get through these tough times. My nonprofit is partnering with Headspace to offer free content to help you stress less. It's as easy to do as this. Take a big, deep breath in through the nose, out through the mouth. In and out. Head to kevinlovefund.org/headspace and be kind to your mind.
Tired of waiting for dinner? Meet Brava, the revolutionary countertop oven that uses pure light to cook your food hotter, faster, and with incredible precision. With 3 independent cooking zones and powerful searing, Brava cooks meals 2 to 4 times faster than traditional ovens. No reheating, no guesswork. And now for a limited time, enter Chew on This at checkout and get $200 off your Brava oven. Brava, pure light, perfect food. Shop now at brava.com.
Hi, this is Susan Vertiker bringing you a new show, Health Connections, every Wednesday afternoon at 5 p.m. Doctors, researchers, authors, and more. Join me Wednesdays at 5 o'clock right here on WGSO 990 AM.
Round these parts,
Pass will go out there and it's intercepted.
the game of football
Hammered back at the 29-yard line.
is all
Caught at the 15-yard line. 10, 5.
the rage.
Touchdown, Louisiana.
It means everything. It really does.
This is your radio home for Louisiana Ragin' Cajuns football.
Catch all the action of Ragin' Cajuns football this season only on the community voice of the Crescent City, WGSO 990 AM.
Join me, Mitch Gift, on 11th season as host of Breakfast with the Bayou Bingo every Saturday morning from 9 to 11 live at Mahomes Po' Boys in New York.
Need signs, printing, or marketing? How about unique New Orleans souvenirs and even Hal the Cajun Lady accent seasoning? At Sir Speedy Signs Print and Marketing, we're more than a print shop. We're your one-stop destination in the CBD. From bold business signage to memorable gifts and local flavor, we've got everything to make your brand or your visit unforgettable. Come see us downtown or online at SirSpeedyNewOrleans.com. Sir Speedy Signs, souvenirs, and seasonings with a Cajun kick.
Hey, Nene, we love Wednesdays, but we're moving to a new time.
Listen to He Said, She Said, Wednesdays at 6 p.m.
As usual, we'll be discussing and debating the hot topics.
and taking your phone calls.
You can find out who's right. Of course, that's me.
No, wait, Jeff, I'm never wrong. Remember, happy wife, happy life.
So we'll have a lot to talk about on He Said, She Said.
Listen to the Crew of Crew Air Wednesdays at 6 p.m.
Right here on WGSO.
Hello, this is David Jeremiah. Join me each weekday morning at 4:30 or 5:30 a.m. for Turning Point on the community voice of the Crescent City WGSO.
All right, New Orleans, welcome back to the second inning of the Jack Clegg Show here at WGSO 990 AM, WGSO.com. And if you want to watch on YouTube, and you can do this one, I will. The Jack Clegg Show. Very, very creative. Anyway,
Who would have guessed?
so we're talking about New Orleans in my personal opinion. New Orleans is going to do well or poorly, depending upon how we handle education. That's our future. And we have to go all in. We can't just give it lip service. And I hadn't intended to talk about this topic, but your understanding of how skills training and in high school, that's where they have to learn. Because if they don't do that, and people go to public schools. If we don't have that, and we're not going to college, we're so good. That's it.
That's what I think.
That's the choice.
Yeah, well,
I mean,
you do.
back when I was people doing drugs and whatnot, but not so much marijuana. But I didn't. I knew some people who smoked, and that was about it. But today, that's income.
You know what else is sad?
No.
That people might not realize. People who fill potholes, I think they have like 5 people to fill. And I'm not kidding. It might be less than that. People who public works, which is so short-staffed. Why are we not training for the departments that we really like.
You
It doesn't make any
outstanding.
sense.
This, you have a website. The
Heno.
website,
HenoFanola.com.
Heno, Heno, Fanola.com. And in the beginning of that, there's a very short video of one of the days you started.
Self-sustaining systems.
And that's the point. And that is such a huge point here.
Yes.
And there was a situation, and again, politics. Forever. Chicago is like that, and New Orleans is probably still like that. It's not what you know, it's who you know. Okay, so you told a story about somebody who you helped out.
Yes.
You're in a position to do so. You contacted the 311 administrator and resolved it because you were in a good position.
Do you want me to tell you the decision?
Please tell us.
Okay, I'll tell you. So I actually was not in a position. I'm not a council person. I was not elected. Remember?
Okay.
So not in a position yet. Right?
Okay,
But I
okay.
like that you're saying that. we're gonna
Give me
breathe
some
it into
experience,
manifestation.
yes.
We're gonna manifest it. So what happened was someone who was complaining about our existing council person. Who's also this guy said that he'd called. And he'd been calling for the past year because he was under a bridge.
Sure.
They had mattresses, needles all over the
There's
place.
a homeless encampment
Yes,
as
yeah,
well.
yeah. Needles everywhere. And kids walking by. You know how kids are. They want to touch stuff.
Sure.
They step on a needle, right? Well, he said he called his council person. His council person told him that he needs to call 311. Of course, this guy is the name. Okay. I put the ticket in. I didn't really expect anything to happen. What I wanted to do was go to the proper change first. So I did that. So they couldn't come back and say I didn't do it.
Right.
Then I called out council members at home because we need to be able to work together. I need
Sure.
one member to work. I called some of the people down there. In 10 days. 10 days. They grass cut, mattresses, needles, everything. And I was so happy. He told me his whole neighborhood to fix this problem. And so I did fix that.
The temporary
Yes.
problem.
Yes, right? I said, because when this happens again, you're going to have to jump up and down and call your council person because you don't have systems in place. And
Exactly.
that is the problem. So when I scared my business from the I couldn't run systems.
Sure.
And we don't have any systems. And that's why this was happening.
Right.
You know, so how are you going to move forward if you have to keep putting band-aids?
Well,
that goes on?
or rely upon one person
Yes.
to fix the problem by talking to another person. And again, it's not what you know, it's who you know.
Exactly.
Which might be kind of neat, but it's bad.
It's not neat.
It's bad
It's
because
very bad.
because if that person who made the call to you had gotten so frustrated, I'm moving. I'm
And
out of
that's
here.
exactly what happened.
I'm moving. And that's so many
That's
people have done that.
exactly what's happening.
And so we need a system, as you say, that goes when you're the person that's John Smith. We'll make it.
Okay.
We'll
Yeah, that's right.
We're making John
you
Smith.
are smarter than I thought.
All right. Who's in charge of that? If he doesn't do his job, bye-bye. We got to say bye-bye to these people. Now, there's plenty of people who want jobs. We can't fill that job. Of course we can. And he's going to know that you got the job that the gentleman had who didn't do the work, and he's gone. Gee, what do you think he's going to do? He's going to do the work.
Well, you know, not only that, but being an employer sitting on this side, you can't just go and fire everyone. There's training that has to happen.
Well,
So we would train them first, and then if they don't do it, then I just want to add that caveat in there. Because if they're not trained properly, if there's no system, and then there's no training, and
Right.
then, if they go through that, and then they don't do what they're supposed to, then you're not.
so when you get elected to
City
City
Council,
Council, and how many years will you be there? 4 years. Being the president. It's like being the president. Yes, sir. Okay. When you start, okay, let's use this as an example.
Okay.
Okay. Because we've got pieces of property that are overtaken by weeds and drug users and homeless people that we don't want to hurt them, but we also have pieces of property that we don't want to have run ramshot. we want to have a nice city. So investors who are driving here with their daughter after their high school graduation and they want to look at dorms and see if they want to go to Tulane or UNO, whatever, they look at the city and they're like, hey, man, it's pretty good. I mean, that's how it works.
Yeah.
That's how people in their families work.
Yeah.
I'll tell you, let me tell you how what brought me to my life. Absolutely. That was a good wrestling place. A couple of schools, which is like Indiana. LSU, interesting. My dad used to be an 8-person graduation class. He was tiny. One of his graduates was at Baton Rouge, taught school at LSU. So I got this letter, and Dad, Clinton Davis.
See it who you know.
It is. And so we get on the phone. This is back in the day without cell phones. I'm in the basement on the extension. My dad and we're talking about the school, whatnot. Suddenly we hear this. I'm like, what's that? He said, oh, well, I know near the river. That's one of the ships on the road. And I was like, really? Oh, yeah, it's about 700 feet long, so many tons, da-da-da. He knew about that. And I'm like, forget Purdue. This sounds so cool. And I mean, like I said, the guy coming to the city with his daughter, with the boy go to school. It's those small things that often matter. And so you have to be prepared for that. Your town has to look good.
Yes.
Okay, so when you start after you're elected, 1 minute. Oh,
wow.
Oh, okay. We'll be back in a minute. We got to take a break, and we're going to find out what happens when she wins.
Are you looking for the perfect personalized gift for your friends and loved ones? Then look no further than Crow and Crescent. Crow and Crescent provides customizable handmade gifts, tumbler cups, and much more. All items are handmade with care and can be gift wrapped with personalized messages. For more information, you can find us at crowandcrescent.com and on Instagram. Crow and Crescent, let us show you the right gift for any occasion.
Nora's premier Halloween destination, New Orleans Nightmare, is back for another chilling season with 2 new themed attractions. This is the Halloween experience you don't want to miss. New Orleans Nightmare is open select nights, September 20th through November 8th. Tickets are available now at www.neworleansnightmare.com.
This is Kate Delaney from America Tonight. The show kicks on at midnight, and I'm loving the overwhelming support in New Orleans. What a group of fantastic listeners here on WGSO 990 AM. Join me every morning to catch up on what I call the buzz in your backyard and mine. You'll hear some of the most interesting people on the planet from the world of business, politics, sports, and, well, just intriguing people with a story to tell. If you're around, give us a call. Don't worry, I'll spit out the number plenty of times on the air. Let's agree to meet at midnight right here on WGSO 990 AM in New Orleans.
Now, everything old is new again. America's entertainment pop culture talk show.
If you relate to these clips playing in the background, you will enjoy Everything Old is New Again right here on WGSO. Hi, this is Douglas Viviani of Everything Old is New Again. Join us for the fun every Sunday at 6 p.m. right here on WGSO.
Louisiana Radio Network, I'm Colleen Crane. Congressman Cleo Fields is facing allegations of insider trading. The news website Nordis reports the Democrat bought a large amount of Oracle stock days before President Trump signed an executive order that gave the technology giant a leading role in TikTok's pending U.S. spinoff from a Chinese company. Fields denies he had any inside knowledge.
There's not a single stock that I purchased because I had some inside information. And I've been doing this for years.
Fields is a member of the Financial Services Subcommittee on Capital Markets, which oversees the financial markets and securities industry. Nordis says it's unclear what, if anything, Fields knew about Oracle's involvement in the TikTok deal. 2 former Alexandria police officers have been arrested and are facing malfeasance in office charges. In July, state police began investigating Austin Butler and Dylan Triddle for multiple use of force incidents. Investigators say the two committed acts beyond the scope of their official duties. Butler faces an additional charge of simple battery. LRN.
Transform your bathroom with the beautiful quality of Bath Planet. As a trusted leader in bathroom renovation, Bath Planet has earned the Good Housekeeping seal, a symbol of quality and consumer confidence for over 100 years. Get half-off installation or 18 months with no interest and no payments. Whether it's tub replacement, a shower replacement, or a tub-to-shower conversion, Bath Planet makes your custom bath fast, easy, and affordable. Here's how it works. 1. Call to schedule your free, no-obligation consultation. 2. Our design experts come to you with real samples to customize your dream bath. 3. Our certified installers complete the transformation in as little as 1 day. And right now, for a limited time, you can upgrade your bathroom for 50% off installation or choose 18 months with no interest and no payments. But you need to call now. This special offer is only available by calling 800-518-2251. That's 800-518-2251. Call 800-518-2251 right now before the offer ends.
Wake up and text. Text and eat. Text and meet up with a friend you haven't seen in forever.
Hi.
Oh, good. Text and complain that they're on their phone the whole time. Text and listen to them complain that you're on your phone the whole time. Text and whatever. But when you get behind the wheel, give your phone to a passenger. Put it in the glove box. Just don't text and drive. Visit StopTextsStopWrecks.org. A message from NHTSA and the Advocates.
Hey, do you ever wonder who really listens to talk radio? Or even, who is this new Lisa and why are we going live with her? And what does it mean to be unscripted? Hey guys, my name is Lisa Leonardi and I am the new talk show host of Live with Lisa Unscripted. My show is about living our unique NOLA life with a touch of inappropriateness and a ton of side-splitting laughs to take you home every Monday at 4 p.m. here on WGSO 990 AM.
Listen each weeknight from 7 to 9 p.m. with Louis R. Avalone and Stephen Barr here on WGSO 990 AM.
Pop quiz, New Orleans. What are the 2 things you're never supposed to talk about in mixed company? If you answer James Carville as an LSU fan and the genius of giving minimum age earning janitors the keys to central lockup, wrong. But if you put your I'm a proud Catholic New Orleanian thinking cap on and answered religion and politics, winner, winner, Popeye's chicken dinner. And the grand prize is I return to Morning Drive where I belong at 6 to 7 a.m. here on WGSO and simulcast on CrusadeChannel.com.
Chef Jamie Gwen here. Tune in for delicious conversation and let me feed your soul every Sunday from 7 p.m. to 8 p.m. right here on WGSO 990 AM, the community voice of the Crescent City.
Join me, Mitch Gibbs, every Thursday at 4 p.m. live at Premier News at 6636 Beverly Boulevard in Never Leaks Game for our 16th season.
All right, New Orleans, welcome back to the 3rd inning of the Jack Clegg Show. Here with our guest, next city council person for section or district D, as in David. Go on. Okay, and if you've been listening, we've been talking about some of the changes. When living in New Orleans and living in New Orleans, we know we need some help. We need to do some things. And one of the things we were talking about earlier, and I'll get right into the matter, is we have public schools, we've got private schools, we've got all the Catholic schools, we've got all kinds of schools. Not every kid is destined for college. And I'm looking back at my era, your era, and today, you're not. Okay. So in New Orleans, what do you do if you're not destined for college? Well, let's see, since hospitality is our only interest, maybe we should teach people how to make beds. Right? Right. That's all wrong. If that's, because for whatever reason, that's what we're doing. We're only in that direction. So serving Mai Tais and making beds and doing that is kind of what's there. But there's an economy here. Building, fixing, creating. And hardworking, smart people need to do that.
Yes.
So, trades. What's your position on this, and what are you going to do?
I think
I think good.
trades group, like I said, them,
Right.
a good thing that I think that we can do with the unions that contribute, some of them already have,
Oh, sure.
mentorships.
Yes.
And they're already there where they teach.
Yes.
How to do it.
You become an apprentice. Yes.
I've been talking to some engineers.
Yeah.
And I'd love to take schools with the unions.
Absolutely.
And we start early and just have people.
And let the unions see the young men and women
Yes.
choose the best.
Yes.
Like colleges have, universities are there. Not everybody's doing well.
Yeah.
Some people doing real well. And they have the employers come and they sit and they talk and the dean will say, they know it. So having unions participate in that is great. I think we've got to space. And I'm reading the schools and go to, you got empty classrooms. Let's use them.
Colleges want, you know that online colleges, bumping colleges.
Sure.
So they're missing what the colleges are
Right.
Start with young kids.
Yes.
I know colleges
Yeah. Yes.
but soon, look at the fact that soon everybody's going to get
Sure.
But if colleges come to school, more we can see the state. They just post marketing for families to go to school. Get those young kids in there. Match them up with start with them on college. Match them up with trade schools. Now we get college.
Yes. Yes.
Plus the trade schools. Okay. Imagine if you go to, let's say, let's say you go to
Right.
and you end up going to that subject, and they start teaching you this. That's gonna be your alma mater. Now when you graduate, you're gonna be all proud of you and you're not gonna want to go somewhere else. Colleges need to start early.
Well, and there's another thing, which is I live about 2 blocks away. Delgado Student University. Man. And they're coming and going. And these people have jobs and they're going to the school of medicine. And I hate to say this, but I am one of these people that I can side with people. When I see those people leaving the nursing school, a couple of books, a couple of things on their phone to their car, getting their car, boom, they're not hanging around, goofing around. No. They're trying to improve themselves. So we already have that in the nursing division like Delgado. Someone, maybe a council person, go there, find out how well they did that, and have them also, because
it is
and just for anybody who has grandkids at home and listen to this, or high school kids or working in the trades is terrific.
It's great money too.
It's great money.
And it's rewarding if you do a good thing.
And
I like
okay, so from the time you're 20, okay, you're a journeyman at minimum wage, good wage, okay, 20 to 25, and you're working with senior men that know how to do whatnot. You know, when you get to be 27, you know, show them what you can, and they come up with some money, and then you hire 3 or 4 guys, and you get a better job. And then you realize, holy moly, you can make some real good money here if you own the companies. And you can do a lot better than a lot of other college graduates that spend 20 years behind a desk working for a boss that they wouldn't help save in a sinking ship.
Or if you take my path and you go to the colleges and you the finances available, maybe you can be self-sufficient and not need so much.
There you go. Exactly. So, someone, city council, you're thinking ahead. Don't believe it. You're an imposter. You're not New Orleans. You're from another town.
No offense, but a lot of them are attorneys. So we need some business skills.
You're absolutely right about that. You're absolutely right. Okay. I'm going to switch gears for a second. I wanted you to explain. You have a wonderful website. And it's 4 platforms. And what I wanted to talk about was crime. Big crime issue. And we have, many other cities in America, drank the deployment police Kool-Aid. We have cut the police department here, it's everything. Now, one thing I had a guest here, runs OSS. You know OSS. That's a company that does investigations of traffic violations. So it's no longer policemen. These are all former policemen, and they do traffic. They don't carry weapons, but if there's an accident, they do.
It's the stats on that.
Right. So we don't have policemen doing it anymore, which I think is
I think that's wonderful.
it's wonderful, and it costs them. It's the taxpayers much less. Okay. So your improvement of our crime issue, crime scene, you said that we want community policing. Okay. Now, and you mentioned having non-police officers as in training, and they could go to non-life-threatening situations. Okay, so I wanted to know about that because I know in some cities they're wrestling with that issue.
It depends on what the situation.
That's the whole point.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't want to send an unarmed community, even someone that's trained in violence.
Let me get a little. Let's talk about definitions before we go into this stuff because I realized something that where you were headed. Community police means something different to me than I think that would take.
Okay.
Let me. This is community police. When I was a kid, when we were just we had officers from the county, and I remember being so excited.
Yes.
Because it came with responsible for traffic. Sure. And that's a little boy who don't want to be.
Yep.
Well, now when my kids see a police officer, they're scared to death because there's something wrong because it's not the city. So the police officers used to come to school. It was the whole officer thing, and it is to make a connection between the community and the police officer.
With you 100%. How did the curriculum change?
That I can't answer. Right. That's what I want to get back to. So when I say community police, these are formed police officers, regular police officers, who are assigned to certain communities. So that I know I started listening to what you're saying, and I'm like, hold on, no. I'm not saying not have a weapon. I'm not saying not be a real police officer. So these officers, instead of just having real officers show up at any time, specific officers are assigned to certain communities, so that the kids can get to know the police officers, and the police officers can get to know the kids. That is community. Yes, that is yes. When you trust someone, when you know someone, you want to do that. Right? And if you know Uncle somebody or whoever's coming by with a police officer, they make that connection on how the fear's going from the kid, and the officer knows the kid, so knows that kid's temperament. That's what community-based is. And I'm realizing that as I'm having these soundbite conversations and things, that people are thinking what you're thinking. And I'm like, no, I'm talking actual, real police officers that can arrest you, shoot you if necessary, those kind of, I mean, I'm just saying a real cop. Yeah.
No, and I'm with you. And I drank the Kool-Aid the media put in front of us after the George Floyd, where it was defunding the police, and so who's going to do the work? Well, we're going to have community people do the
Okay,
work.
no.
That's
completely different than what
okay. So what you're saying is have perhaps even more police officers.
I'm not saying no one. I'm saying we can actually do this with what we have. We actually could.
Okay, how so?
Because the police officers that we have, what I'm saying, it's a small category. We're assigned person. So they're assigned to say, there's a police officer right now. There's a police officer
You're going
right
to take a
now.
break and when you come back.
And then explain this situation.
We're gonna explain it, and I'm waiting to hear it.
Yes.
This is news for me
Yes.
too. Okay, back with the Jack Clegg Show in a few moments.
Are you looking for the perfect personalized gift for your friends and loved ones? Then look no further than Crow and Crescent. Crow and Crescent provides customizable handmade gifts, tumbler cups, and much more. All items are handmade with care and can be gift wrapped with personalized messages. For more information, you can find us at crowandcrescent.com and on Instagram. Crow and Crescent, let us show you the right gift for any occasion. Get ready, food lovers. MasterChef All-Stars Live is hitting the road, bringing your favorite chefs straight from the MasterChef kitchen to Mahalia Jackson Theater in New Orleans on October 16th at 7 p.m. This brand new, high-energy stage show delivers the ultimate MasterChef experience live, up close and personal. Witness epic head-to-head battles, thrilling challenges, and jaw-dropping culinary creations right before your eyes. Hear from your favorite all-stars on what it's like to cook in America's famous kitchen, and toughest judges, plus tips and tricks to take to your own home kitchen. Don't miss this once-in-a-lifetime night of food, fun, and fierce competition. Secure your 2-for-1 tickets now at MahaliaJacksonTheater.com and get ready to go on a MasterChef culinary journey through the senses and experience the excitement.
The BBC Pet Shop and Rescue is a non-profit volunteer-run rescue. We provide adoption services and care for homeless animals across the New Orleans metro area. We also offer pet supplies and grooming services at our downtown and Laramie locations. The shops are located at 839 Spain Street and 513 Duane Street and are open from 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. weekdays and noon to 6 on Saturdays, noon to 5 on Sundays. We can be found on the web at BigEasyPetShop.com. Support local animals in need by shopping and adopting with Big Easy Animal Rescue.
Hey folks, it's Jeff Pruitt. I've been with WGSO for 17 years as host and now president and general manager. WGSO is a community-based radio station, a non-profit, locally operated. We believe in cultivating local talent and emphasizing local programs. If you have an interest in hosting your own program, then we have some prime spots available for you. Take advantage of this great offer. Email me at jeff@wgso.com or call me at 504-669-6076. Come fulfill your radio dreams at WGSO.
Hi, this is Susan Vertico bringing you a new show, Health Connections, every Wednesday afternoon at 5 p.m. when we explore health and doctors, researchers, scientists, naturopaths, pharmacists, authors, fitness, and more. You'll be able to call in and ask your own health questions. So join me, Susan Vertico, every Wednesday at 5 p.m. right here on WGSO 990 AM with Health Connections.
All right, New Orleans, welcome back to the fourth inning, the last of this hour of the Jack Clegg Show. And we were just clarifying my mistake. And I thought community policing, as used in the platform, meant something that it doesn't. So, go ahead. Let's
Okay.
talk about that, and then I got another couple of
I'm going to
questions.
be really quick on videos. There's a police officer in our records. She gets in with the students. So as she inserts herself into their classroom, those kids get to know her. So when she sees this kid on the street, they're like,
Well,
that is community.
And indirectly, they are less intimidated
Yes.
by the other officers than they are. They
Yes.
think that she's like them and they're like him.
Exactly. And so it takes the tension away from it.
Brilliant idea. Brilliant. We need more of that. I'm in 100% favor. Okay. Question. The Fair Chance Amendment. I talked about it last week about this. The amendment says to provide that no law shall arbitrarily and unreasonably discriminate against a person based on conviction history. And then it goes through talking about people with convictions should be unfairly prejudiced, but it suggests that you can't ask an applicant on a job whether they have a felony conviction, which you have always have had.
Right.
And there are many, I mean, just imagine somebody who works for the school board or wants to teach school, and he has a record of living with kids. And you don't want that.
No.
So you got to ask,
Right.
So, what if any of you know about this, and do you know what role the city council might have after the election?
So they just voted on that, so I haven't had a chance to really dig into it. But I do, personally, I've had several situations where I can see how this can affect you in one way or another.
Sure.
I would use it. I had a young man who was, I'm going to say this, 20 years.
Sure.
He was pretty much a follower, not what the, not a leader, right? He had gone to a friend's house, and this another young man was going to pick it up. When you go over, he picked up package. So he was there for the package. When he got there, it had gone on. Of course, he has a felony. Now, this 22-year-old, very naive kid, I actually hired him because I talked to a well, I just almost felt like a joke, to be perfectly honest with him. I talked to him, he said, this kid had no clue what he was doing, pick up package. So that would have really affected this young man.
It could.
Yeah.
So let me give you something. Do you know what an expunge is?
Explain it from an attorney's standpoint.
So you're convicted. Is there a way that can disappear? Serve your sentence, whatever the judge has said, a year, 6 months, probation. When you finish that, and you have 10 years of good behavior, it goes away. Now, considering what you said and what happens a lot, and we all know that you've done things and serve a year and they come out and we have trouble getting fired, and maybe they should, because we don't know if they're really a knucklehead or whether they're a criminal. Because we don't know that. Okay. So maybe talk about getting years instead of 10 years. Maybe certain times.
And that makes sense to me. It shouldn't be across the board. This young man is
and a lot of young guys, young girls as well, And so that would be the way I would have approached this, rather than saying an employer can't ask about a criminal history, because I got employees to protect.
Yeah.
I don't want him in there with head cutter off a man.
Yeah.
We don't want him
head cutter off.
Yeah, we don't want that guy working with us. We want people with heads. Okay. So how's the campaign going?
It's going well. It's fortunately, I love people. I feel like I phone myself. I've been everywhere. I'm not a fan of saying the same. I don't like reruns. So saying the same thing over and over is probably not one of my strong suits, but I'm doing it.
That's okay.
Just being honest.
I don't like reruns.
Yeah, I don't like reruns. That's my issue with our city. One big rerun. We need to move forward.
Well, we hope that after this last experience, we don't have a rerun like that.
I don't know.
I don't want to talk about it here.
I ran for mayor in 2021, so you know how I feel.
I know, and we're looking at one thing I have to say, and everyone listen very, very closely. Somebody can say, I don't like this, I don't like this, I don't like this. And that's easy to do, and many politicians do. They do. And they'll dress it up. This is somebody, if she says, I don't like it, this is the way to fix it. That's what we want. We want somebody to fix it. And I know this too about her. She's not it's who you know person. She's a system person. You got to have the system in place for all of us.
Yes.
And that's in her
Democrat,
platform. That's what she says.
Independent.
Yeah.
I would be working.
And in case you don't know, you're in a political party called.
Well, I'm an independent.
It's
No
called
party.
No Party.
It's called No
Yes,
Party.
called No Party. So you're not a Democrat, not a Republican. You're somebody who wants New Orleans to be the greatest city.
And I'm not beholden to the finances.
Oh.
The bribes.
So now, and she's gorgeous.
Oh.
Look at this. But men, I have to help my own men. I'm going to do this. June 25th.
Oh, my third degree.
Yes. That's pretty badass, isn't it? Where do you take your karate? Outstanding. How long you been
Since
doing it?
Well, since I was born, I was doing karate, but
How did that
2009.
All right. Getting a city council person brain, and it can knock you out in a second, we would do great. Please vote for this person.
Vote for Heno.
Vote for Heno.
Number 46 on the ballot.
Number 46 on the ballot, and if you don't, all right, folks, we got to go. Thanks for the show.
Thank you.
All right, we'll be back in an hour. Heno's going to go.
Heno.
Heno. Thank you very much. It's nice. When you get on the city council.
Yeah.
No, she's
Protect his home and family from disaster. Steve used courage, wisdom, and his capital. Way to go, Steve! By simply taking digital pictures of his family's important documents, Steve can always have them stored safely online, no matter when disaster strikes. Learn other simple ways to protect your home and family before a natural disaster at ready.gov. That's ready.gov. A message from FEMA and the Ad Council.
Perfect personalized gift for your friends and loved ones? Then look no further than Crow and Crescent. Crow and Crescent provides customizable handmade gifts, tumbler cups, and much more. All items are handmade with care and can be gift wrapped with personalized messages. For more information, you can find us at crowandcrescent.com and on Instagram. Crow and Crescent. Let us show you the right gift for any occasion. Get ready, food lovers. MasterChef All-Stars Live is hitting the road, bringing your favorite chefs straight from the MasterChef kitchen to Mahalia Jackson Theater in New Orleans on October 16th at 7 p.m. This brand new, high-energy stage show delivers the ultimate MasterChef experience live, up close and personal. Witness epic head-to-head battles, thrilling challenges, and jaw-dropping culinary creations right before your eyes. Hear from your favorite all-stars on what it's like to cook in America's famous kitchen, and toughest judges, plus tips and tricks to take to your own home kitchen. Don't miss this once-in-a-lifetime night of food, fun, and fierce competition. Secure your 2-for-1 tickets now at MahaliaJacksonTheater.com and get ready to go on a MasterChef culinary journey through the senses and experience the excitement.
It's Jeff Pruitt. Listen to Ringside Politics weekdays, 7 to 9 in the morning and 6 to 7 in the evening, right here on WGSO 990 AM in New Orleans.
Breaking news this hour from Town Hall. I'm Keith Peters in Washington. President Trump on Friday ordered Israel to stop bombing the Gaza Strip after Hamas said it had accepted some elements of his plan to end the nearly 2-year war and return all the remaining hostages taken in the October 7, 2023 attack. Quote, I believe they are ready for a lasting peace, Trump wrote on social media. Israel must immediately stop the bombing of Gaza so that we can get the hostages out safely and quickly. Still no sign of an agreement between Democrats and Republicans over the government shutdown. White House Press Secretary Caroline Leavitt says the shutdown's impacts are being felt in a variety of ways.
The economic consequences of this shutdown are piling up every day. Policymakers, markets, and even the Federal Reserve are flying blind at a key juncture because BLS and DEA data are on hold until the government reopens.
The Senate failed to advance a Republican bill that would reopen the government. Most Democratic senators are voting against the bill as they demand that Congress take up health care legislation. Russia launched its biggest attack on Ukraine against natural gas facilities.
Russia fired a total of 381 drones and 35 missiles, according to Ukraine's Air Force, in what officials say was an attempt to wreck the Ukrainian power grid ahead of winter and wear down public appetite for the 3.5-year-old conflict. Serhiy Koretsky, chief executive of Ukraine's state-owned gas company, says the multiple attacks have no military purpose. This, he adds, is deliberate terror against civilian facilities that provide gas extraction and processing for the normal life of people. I'm Charles Elizabeth.
On Wall Street, the Dow up by 238 points, the Nasdaq dropped 63, the S&P 500 up a fraction. More at townhall.com.
Some big news. Just before Charlie Kirk died, he issued a stark warning of terrifying dangers and threats ahead for those who stand for truth. Charlie wrote this in his last published work, the foreword for the new book, Pagan Threat, authored by Pastor Lucas Miles. Charlie said that Pagan Threat could save America. Charlie said you must read, internalize, and share this book. It has the plan to stop the wokeism infecting America. Already a #1 Amazon bestseller, Pagan Threat is available wherever books are sold. Get Pagan Threat free with Newsmax's special offer and save $30. Go online now to paganthreat.com. That's paganthreat.com. Millions are tuning into Newsmax on all major cable systems. They're downloading our free Newsmax app on their smartphones. And they're getting Pagan Threat to see Charlie Kirk's final words. Go today to paganthreat.com. That's paganthreat.com.
Here's the Wall Street Business Report.
One of the casualties of the government shutdown is the monthly jobs report. Here's White House correspondent Greg Fletcher.
The Labor Department typically releases its monthly job numbers on the first Friday of the month, but that report on economic data is being delayed amidst the ongoing shutdown. A short delay won't be very disruptive, but a long absence of those numbers could pose challenges, particularly for the Federal Reserve. The Fed relies on jobs data as it grapples with interest rates amid a slowing labor market.
White House Budget Director Russell Vought says the administration will withhold $2.1 billion for Chicago infrastructure projects. The latest collateral effects of the government shutdown. The positive effects a long-awaited plan to extend the city's Red Line train. At the close on Wall Street, the Dow was up by 238 points. For the Wall Street Business Report, I'm Bob Agnew.
News and analysis at townhall.com.
Some clouds tonight, a few spotty showers, but south to the coast, heavy rains. Some of the heavy rains will begin to move in tomorrow night on into Sunday morning for the metro area. Saturday, 30%. Saturday night, 50-60%. Look for the potential local street issues Saturday night through Sunday morning in the metro. On the North Shore, only spotty activity. Low to middle 80s for highs each day over the weekend. Drying out again with only fewer storms. Upper 80s Monday, Tuesday next week. Ralph Sanji, WGSO. Calling all collectors. Time for Louisiana Card Con, October 4th and 5th at the Castine Center in Mandeville. Sports cards, Pokemon, comics, autographed guests, rare collectibles, and over 250 tables under one roof. Bring the whole family for 2 days of trading, shopping, and fun. Don't miss Louisiana Card Con, October 4th and 5th at the Castine Center in Mandeville. More details at LouisianaCardCon.com.
The views and opinions expressed during this show are those of the host and guests only. In no way do they represent the views, positions, or opinions expressed or implied of WGSO 990 AM or North Shore Radio Incorporated.
All right, New Orleans, welcome back to the second hour also known as the fifth inning of the Jack Clegg Show. And you're here on WGSO 990 AM, WGSO.com for the audio podcast. And you can go to YouTube and type in the Jack Clegg Show and watch us. We just finished a very, very interesting interview with a woman I've never met before. She's running for council, city council here in Orleans Parish. And I happen to reside in her district. So we had a lot of things to talk about, and these are not just local issues; these are national issues. And we talked about the plan she has, and she calls it community policing. And I read about it. I thought this was some of the post-George Floyd movement, which was telling people that we were going to put in essentially social workers doing what used to be police work and de-escalating domestic disputes and so forth and so on. So that's what I thought, but actually, according to Ms. Heno, what they're trying to do, and what she's going to try to propose, and I think it's a great idea, is have more police officers having interaction with young people so that there is not a fear or disdain or distrust of police officers by citizens. Start them off young. I don't have any problem with that. That sounds good. And I think the more contact that youngsters and adolescents can have with police officers and remove some of that stigma. I didn't know it was still there, but apparently it is in many communities. So anyway, that's it. All right, we're going to have the air is open for callers at 504-556-9696. It's open Friday, any topics you want. And we've had a very patient caller, Matthew. I've been very patient for a while, holding. How are you today, sir?
I'm doing well, Jack.
Good.
The thing is, a lot of the urban youth, they do not get their news from even the 5 local news stations. They get them from rap stars.
Right.
And rap stars will tell them that there's cracker cops that are just out there duck hunting black people.
You know, and you're 100% right. I don't know what the answer to that is. We have such a thing known as free speech, which people who don't like America have found a way to utilize our rights to jeopardize calm law. Well, it jeopardizes our lives, but the community calmness, the community, whatever brings the community together for a positive outcome, they have found a way to abuse that. And they're helped by the media. You put your finger on another bad guy here. They're helped by the media.
Well, so one of the things that you can do is you can uplift the voices in that genre who are not doing that, who are not, running out with the message of the cops are, out there doing the stuff like with black people.
Yes. And that's.
I'm sure there are those out there. I just don't know who there are. That's not a genre of entertainment that I enjoy much of the modern content.
Well, this is a. I have a. It's not funny, but it's maybe
amusing.
Clever, amusing. It's a better word, much better. Okay. What you're talking about is a cultural shift that's occurring in America. And we have cultural shifts all the time. I mean, going from the 60s, where make love not war, open drug use. That led to a cultural shift in America. It really did. And
And oddly enough, the population declined.
how about that? How about that? Well, last night I heard a woman. Okay, so one of the big issues that I have is that in America we are not holding up young men and women who get married and decide to have families and raise families and be good stewards of this great country. We're not holding them up. We're not saying these are the people that make America great. Instead,
we don't hold up those people.
Pardon me?
We don't hold up those people.
We don't, and we should, because if in my opinion, what they're doing is what was done that was right for decades and decades and decades before. That kind of
absolutely
behavior. Okay, so we need to hold them
up.
up.
A rewarding life if you're willing to stretch your pleasure out in a payment program as opposed to wanting it all now.
Right. So I heard a woman last night, and she did not use the words that I did, but gave what I thought was the best example of this. She was being interviewed and asked how her life was going and so forth and so on. And she says, well, it's good, but it's different now. And the interviewer's thinking, it's different. Well, when I was younger, I lived in the same vicinity. It's outside of a city, but it's not completely rural. It's kind of suburban. Everybody has like maybe half an acre, property, whatnot. And we had a lot of coyotes there. Coyotes everywhere. And I believe the coyotes, it was their land. And we were there, just at their whim. They're allowing us there because they really own the land. And they have more rights to it than I did. And so I'm listening to her say these things. And the interviewer says, well, do you still think? Oh, no, I don't think that anymore. Well, what do you think now? And she says, I think I need a gun so I can kill them. And he said, what are you talking about? And she said,
you don't need a gun so to kill them.
Yeah, and she says, why I think that is because now I have a child. I can't let him outdoors because there's coyotes.
No.
So this idea I had when everything was la 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 and all good and I didn't have any responsibilities or anything like that, coyotes were fine. But now, when I have a wife, I have one child and I'm probably going to have more and I hope to have more, I need a gun. It was just a very simple interview, but it demonstrated where we are today. We have a lot of people who still think the coyotes are okay in your backyard because they don't have children. They don't have children. They don't have anything that other than waking up the next morning and getting breakfast. They don't have what's going on. Okay, you want to? Can you hold on? We got to take a break here. We'll continue this after the break. The Jack Clegg Show, WGSO 990 AM.
Wildlife around the globe needs help, and when you help protect them, you become a friend of the San Diego Zoo Wildlife Alliance.
Thank you for being a friend.
Travel down the road and back again. Your heart is true, you're a pal and a confidant.
Thank you for helping protect wildlife around the globe. Without you, there's no them. Learn more at sdzwa.org/friend.
Hey, do you ever wonder who really listens to talk radio? Or even who's listening to Lisa and why we're going by the term? And what does it mean to be unscripted? Hey guys, my name is Lisa Leonardi and I am talk show host of Live Unscripted. My show is about living our unique mobile life that's structured inappropriateness and a ton of side-splitting laughs to get you home every Monday at 4 p.m. here on WGSO 990 AM.
Join me, Mitch Gibbs, on WCZ as host of Breakfast with the Bayou Bengals every Saturday morning from 9 to 11 live at the Coyotes in New Orleans.
Hey, Nene, we love Wednesdays, but we're moving to a new time.
Listen to He Said, She Said, Wednesdays at 6 p.m.
Right here on WGSO.
You believe possess a gun in the sanctity of your locked home doesn't mean that we're not going to walk into that home and check to see if you've been responsible.
Here in the you learned about this years ago. I'm Michelle. Here at All Week Long, Wednesdays at 4 on WPSL. Follow us on X at All Week.
It's pet trendologist Charlotte Reed. Listen to the latest pet trends with benefits on the Pet Buzz, airing every Saturday at 6 p.m. Join me as I talk all things pets, from animal health and wellness, money-saving tips, the newest pet products, celebrity pet gossip, breaking news, and more. Our expert guests are in the know and in the now. To learn more about our unique program, our guests, and me, your host, listen to the show on WGSO 990, the community voice of the Crescent City.
Hey folks, this is Jeff Brewer. At WGSO 990, we're proud to be your community voice right here in New Orleans. Bringing you local talk, real news, and issues that matter most. But we can't do it without you. WGSO is a non-profit, listener-supported station. Your donation helps keep independent radio alive and thriving. Go to WGSO.com and donate. Every dollar counts. Thank you for standing with us and for supporting New Orleans radio. It speaks for you.
Don't get stuck in boring talk radio. Give it a much-needed splash of laughs and a little Southern Louisiana flavor. The Implicit Bias Radio Show, every Saturday morning, 7 to 9 a.m. on WGSO 990 AM.
All right, New Orleans, welcome back to the Jack Clegg Show here in the sixth inning. We were talking to Matthew a little while ago about how our cultural changes are affecting our lives daily. And we use it as an example. The woman who once thought that she was beholden to coyotes. It was their land. It was their property. We were here at their behest. And then she had children. And her view towards coyotes changed considerably. They were now a threat. And she made her choice, and the right choice. She decided to protect her family. And that's what she's doing. So, I mean, it's a small little comment that was made, but I see that happening all over the country. Matthew, what do you think?
A lot more people are making the decision that they do need to defend themselves against criminals, and they are getting guns. And in states like Louisiana, this is a fairly permissive state to carry a weapon.
Yes, it
So
is.
That's,
Yeah.
that's a good thing.
Yeah.
The attitude of the local police in the city of New Orleans, it's a discretion thing, depends on the cop you get. But speaking of weapons, you were talking to Ms. Heno and Heno, or
Heno, that's right, Heno.
she sounds like a very charming lady. I hope she does well in the upcoming election.
Yes.
But the other guy, I know of him too, and he's not terrible either. So District D has two great choices.
Yes.
One of the things about getting crime under control, there's a program that Cam Edwards talks about longingly. He is a gun reporter.
Okay.
He's the editor-in-chief of Bearing Arms.
Okay.
He talks about a program called Cease Fire. And it's basically you get these young gangbangers in, the ones who are getting away with it because they're juveniles, and you explain to them, because the police know who they are.
Right.
You bring them in and you explain to them the next time it's going to be, you're going to be charged as an adult, that's going to go away for a long, long time, and you're not going to get any girlfriends in there. No, sir. You're going to get boyfriends, whether you want them or not. And you have clergy in there, and you have basically somebody in there to offer them a way out of that lifestyle. To basically tell them, listen, you keep going that way, you're going to wind up in the big house, your life is going to suck, you have people here who can tell you that. Or, if you go this way, you have a chance of a great life. So we're going to give you the opportunity to turn it around. We will hook you up with some training, welding, for instance, machining. We'll hook you up with an employer, and we will get you off the street earning good money, doing things that are good for society and for yourself.
Well, and what you're saying, I fully agree with you. It has been used before. I'm much older than you are, but when I was younger, there was a program called Scared Straight. Remember that?
Right. I remember that.
And it was
that's the hammer. This is the hammer. We're going to hit you with the hammer.
Well, and what I thought was great was that they took these juveniles, 13, 14, 15-year-old kids that had done stupid things, facing juvenile crime issues, and the juvenile judge ordered them to be accompanied by police officers to go to places like Angola and spend an afternoon there and talk to the people there and make the decision of whether that's where you want to go or would you rather stay in your neighborhood and try to just drop the bad stuff. Here's a question. This is a philosophical question which I think is really interesting. And this and it needs to be discussed and it needs to be studied. All right. I am a Second Amendment guy.
Yes, sir.
And many Americans are Second Amendment. But many believe that their right to have a gun is also the right to have employment where you're using the gun. We have so many shootings during robberies, during shoplifting, doing other things, because they have their weapon with them. And that wasn't what the intention of the Second Amendment was. It wasn't supposed to make your crime life better and prevent you from getting arrested or caught or whatever. Not at all. But we have criminals using the Second Amendment as their excuse to have weapons. What's your thought on that?
Well, if they have a record, most states have, Louisiana has the same thing. If you have committed a crime, a felony crime, no matter what it is, you are on a Second Amendment time out for 10 years. So if you get caught with a gun, you're a felony now in possession. In Louisiana, there's a state crime as well as a federal crime. So if the federal prosecutor is working with the state prosecutor like they should be, it means that in addition to whatever state charges you get put up on, you get an additional 5 years tacked on there, and that takes you out of circulation. The other issue is...
Well, let me ask this question. Let me ask this question. On that particular offense, being a felon in possession of a weapon. Okay.
Of a gun.
Of a gun. Not just any weapon, a gun. Gotcha. And,
right, because I mean, they still...
But is that a violent offense?
It is a felony. It doesn't have to be considered violence or not.
Well, no, the reason I ask the question is because that's what often determines whether you get bail or cashless bail. And when you get cashless bail, they don't show up. So it essentially eviscerates what, and it's a great idea. It makes sense. It's logical, and it's a good thing to do. But the problem is it doesn't have any teeth because we have people that have created a new set of crimes. These are the crimes that you don't have to post bail for, and that, frankly, once you don't appear, they don't chase you down. It's a vicious cycle.
Here's the thing. If you work with the federal system, and I think you'll find anybody that is supported by Donald Trump more than willing to help you out for this, there's no cashless bail in the federal system.
Well, that's a federal system, but we don't have federal police officers roaming the country. And that's what Hillary Clinton wanted that. Hillary wanted to have a federal police force, but thankfully we don't have one. So
what you do is call down to the federal prosecutor, and they'll send a marshal by and into the federal system.
They don't.
That would be, well, they don't. That's because Jason Williams, he is not the softest on crime of the Soros prosecutors, but he is still a George Soros alumni.
Right,
He's
right.
still a
So in most cities, New Orleans is no different. Despite this law of felon in possession with a handgun, it doesn't have any teeth. So we're still where we are. We're still right. We're still where we are, where there are far too many people misusing weapons, and I don't know the solution to that. I don't. I don't.
Does.
What's that?
Colonel Jeff Cooper does.
What does Jeff Cooper say?
Shoot back.
Well, that is a solution. All right, Matthew, we're going to take a break. We'll be back in a moment.
Get ready, food lovers. MasterChef All-Stars Live is hitting the road, bringing your favorite chefs straight from the MasterChef kitchen to Mahalia Jackson Theater in New Orleans on October 16th at 7 p.m. This brand new, high-energy stage show delivers the ultimate MasterChef experience live, up close and personal. Witness epic head-to-head battles, thrilling challenges, and jaw-dropping culinary creations right before your eyes. Hear from your favorite all-stars on what it's like to cook in America's famous kitchens and toughest judges, plus tips and tricks to take to your own home kitchen. Don't miss this once-in-a-lifetime night of food, fun, and fierce competition. Secure your 2-for-1 tickets now at MahaliaJacksonTheater.com and get ready to go on a MasterChef culinary journey through the senses and experience the excitement.
Visiting New Orleans? Don't just take home memories. Take home a piece of the Big Easy. At Sir Speedy Signs, Print and Marketing, we've expanded beyond business. Pick up colorful souvenirs, whimsical notions, and pal the Cajun Lady Accent seasoning to spice up your kitchen back home. And for local businesses, we're still your trusted partner for signage, printing, and marketing. Stop by our shop in the CBD, just steps from the French Quarter. Sir Speedy, signs, souvenirs, and everything in between.
Listening to weeknight from 7 to 9 p.m. With Avalone and Stephen Barr here on WGSO 990 AM.
Get up early on Saturdays and talk LSU athletics with us. Tiger Rag Radio every Saturday morning, 5 to 7 on WGSO, the community voice of the Crescent
Hello,
City.
this is David Jeremiah. Join me each weekday morning at 4:30 or 5:30 a.m. for Turning Point on the community voice of the Crescent City
Louisiana Radio Network, I'm Colleen Crane. Farm Bureau auto insurance customers could see a decrease in their premiums in 2026. Insurance Commissioner Tim Timple has approved Farm Bureau's request for a nearly 12% rate decrease effective the first of the year. Timple says it's partly a direct result of the work of the legislature earlier this year.
They are the first that have indicated to me that part of the rate decrease is because of the
insurance reform legislation was passed in the 2025 session.
The other factor is Farm Bureau indicated last year's losses were less than forecast. The Louisiana Department of Revenue says no more cash payments for your taxes. Beginning November 1st, the Baton Rouge office of the Department of Revenue will only accept payment by check, credit card, debit card, or money order. Regional offices in Alexandria, Lafayette, Monroe, New Orleans, and Shreveport already do not accept cash. Taxpayers may also pay their state income tax online at revenue.louisiana.gov. MRN.
Transform your bathroom with the beautiful quality of Bath Planet. As a trusted leader in bathroom renovation, Bath Planet has earned the Good Housekeeping Seal, a symbol of quality and consumer confidence for over 100 years. Get half off installation or 18 months with no interest and no payments. Whether it's tub replacement, a shower replacement, or a tub-to-shower conversion, Bath Planet makes your custom bath fast, easy, and affordable. Here's how it works. 1. Call to schedule your free, no-obligation consultation. 2. Our design experts come to you with real samples to customize your dream bath. 3. Our certified installers complete the transformation in as little as 1 day. And right now, for a limited time, you can upgrade your bathroom for 50% off installation or choose 18 months with no interest and no payments. But you need to call now. This special offer is only available by calling 800-518-2251. That's 800-518-2251. Call 800-518-2251 right now before the offer ends.
Again. Join us for America's Entertainment Pop Culture Talk Show right here on WGSO every Sunday night at 6.
Round these parts,
That's what go out there and should have shouted.
the game of football
Hammered back at the 29-yard line.
is old.
Caught at the 15-yard line. 10, 5.
The Rage.
Touchdown, Louisiana.
It means everything. It really does.
This is your radio home for Louisiana Ragin' Cajuns football.
Catch all the action of Ragin' Cajuns football this season, only on the community voice of the Crescent City, WGSO 990 AM.
Chef J.B. Gwen here. Tune in for delicious conversation and let me feed your soul every Sunday from 7 p.m. to 8 p.m. right here on WGSO 990 AM, the voice of the Crescent City.
Get ready, boys and girls, and all you flashback freaks. Here's what we promised you. It's what you always loved best, oldies, but not the kind that you can dance to. It's the voices of talk radio hosts back 25 years ago when it all began. You'll hear open commercials, newscasts, PSAs, but most of all, the voices. Larry Regan, Ed Butler, Keith Rush, Dr. Jeff, even Blue and Jeff Coulier. Callers back then also were the correct. So be sure to join us Saturdays at 11 a.m. It's your good.
Join me, DJ Russ, every Saturday night for the Something You Said radio show on WGSO 990 AM. It's streaming live on WGSO.com.
All right, New Orleans, welcome back to the sixth inning. We're in the sixth and seventh. Seventh inning, yes. Got 2 innings left of the Jack Clegg Show here in New Orleans on WGSO 990 AM. And Matthew, we have another couple of callers. You got something else to say, buddy?
Yeah, just one last thing. One thing you will notice if you track where the crimes with guns are committed, you will find that cities with high gun control laws have more of them. And the reason is because the law-abiding are afraid to carry guns. Because they're more afraid of the law than they are criminals.
Right. And that's the kind of thinking I like. It's out of the box, but it's accurate. And people don't realize what you just said is true. If the criminals realized that people were carrying weapons to stop crime, they wouldn't carry weapons themselves. It's that simple.
No. As a matter of fact, to do the smart thing, just walk up to somebody, steal what they have, and walk off and dare them to shoot you.
That would, yes. No, this is one of the issues. Again, a big supporter of the Second Amendment, and so state after state after state made it easier to get weapons, and for good reason. But now we have them in the hands of all the criminals, and we're facing a challenge. And so we just have to go through it. Matthew, thanks for calling. Appreciate it.
You have a great weekend.
All right, you too, man. All right, Rusty. Rusty, how are you, buddy?
How am I? Man, that's $1 million question.
Does that mean you get $1 million if you answer it correctly?
I'll just take the $1 million and we'll forget about it.
I got you. I'm with you.
Okay, listen, I heard you and Matthew talking about, I think, Helena Marino.
No, we were talking about a city council candidate, and her name was Leilani Heno.
Oh, okay.
Sounds like Marino, but it was Heno.
Okay, well, it doesn't really matter, but regarding the mayor's race,
Go ahead.
what I saw on television this week was a disgrace.
Uh-oh.
The city council was a disgrace. I even seen one policeman who, if I understood him correctly, he was a disgrace. And the media was a disgrace regarding the troops, the National Guard coming to New Orleans. These people are all dead set and not having them come. There was a man yesterday in New Orleans who worked at Brennan's restaurant. He was murdered, and so on. And not only that, every day in New Orleans, somebody's father, somebody's brother, somebody's son is murdered. It's been going on for 4 decades, at least 4 decades.
You are correct.
And they are going to complain about the National Guard, like a few other cities are doing this too.
Well, and you're 100% right. That these are the same people that have, for the last 4 years, allowed cashless bail, defunded the police, and didn't put anybody back for all the people that retired and left. So I'm with you 100%. You are correct. You are absolutely correct.
What I suggest here is that when we have an opportunity such as a show like yours, or any place we can, show the support when these guys, I don't think they're here yet. Are they here in the city?
I don't know the answer to that. I read it yesterday, and I don't remember what it said about when they were going to be here. But and my belief is, right, as soon as they are here, we should personally support them. Yes, shake their hands. Tell them we're glad to hear it. Glad they're here.
Yes, despite what the city leaders, the people in the most crime-ridden areas, they want relief. They're trying to make this a racial thing.
Well, right, and it's not.
But it's not a racial thing because they want to be able to walk out of their doors too, without dodging bullets.
Well, here's how it works. It's money.
Yeah.
All of these politicians, the ones in the city council, the mayor, etc., have decided that rather than make New Orleans a successful economic metropolis, we'll just take federal money. How are you going to get federal money? Well, our friends, our Democratic friends in Washington, and we're all Democrats, they're Democrats, they'll give us the money. Okay, that's fine. But what happens when those Democrats want you to jump? What are you willing to do? And you put your finger right on it. They take all of those positions. the knucklehead from Illinois, the governor, the mayor of Chicago, the Californian people, all one after another. They're all saying the same thing. And how in the world? I mean, just put yourself out of political partisanship. Why is having the National Guard in a town to help prevent crime a bad thing? I mean, I don't get it.
No, I don't get it at all.
It's more about we don't like Donald Trump. Donald Trump wants this, therefore it's bad. That's it.
That's it. That's pretty much it. And the truth of the matter is, you would think for the sake of the people that live in the world,
right?
They would have a different mind, a different kind of mind. People are dying. Every day I turn on the news and I say, what's used to watching? It's like watching the weather report, or the sports scores. How many people have died? How many people have been insulted? It's almost as if we could condition ourselves. Well, no, we have conditioned ourselves. And to accept the fact that this is the normal part of life. This has never been a normal part.
No, it's not.
All right,
it's not. And I mean, it's almost like we know the statistics. You don't have school shootings when teachers are armed. Not all teachers, but some of the teachers are. You don't have school shootings in those schools. You don't have school shootings in those schools where they have metal detectors. But yet, what is the solution to school shootings by the left? Get rid of the guns.
Yeah.
I mean, it's for whatever reason, it's psychologists call it projection. They're projecting in the future. When they're in power, they can do whatever they want to an unarmed citizenship. Well, that's what the Second Amendment's all about.
Yeah.
That's what it's about. And crime is not, shouldn't even have the same sentence as the Second Amendment. Crime is just wrong. And if they would make people pay the consequences of those crimes, we would have less crime. And to the point you brought up, bringing us back to where we were, having help fighting crime. When did that become a problem? Okay, let's just be real honest here. The National Guardsmen who come here, who pays them?
In this case, it would be the federal government, wouldn't it?
Yes, it would. Just like it would be in Chicago, in Memphis, and so forth and so on. Okay, the same federal government that under Trump, did you know 25% of the arable land in the United States is owned by the federal government? And for years, it's just been sitting there, doing nothing, not earning any money. Trump is trying to earn money off this land. What a brilliant idea. Why would you have it not earn money? Why would you have it just sit there? And that money can be used for good uses, like National Guardsmen in cities with crime rates, high crime rates. So, I mean, it's real simple. And the only reason that you'd say no is you're deranged in your hatred for Donald Trump.
Well, the truth of the matter is, there are people I know that won't even come into New Orleans. I lived in Jefferson for 10 years. I moved back here in the last half a year, a little more.
Rusty, can you hold on and join me in the last segment? We got 5 seconds. All right, we're going to take a break with the Jack Clegg Show. We'll be back, Rusty and crime, in a moment.
Kate Delaney from America Tonight. The show kicks on at midnight, and I'm loving the overwhelming support in New Orleans. What a group of fantastic listeners here on WGSO 990 AM. Join me every morning to catch up on what I call the buzz in your backyard and mine. You'll hear some of the most interesting people on the planet from the world of business, politics, sports, and, well, just intriguing people with a story to tell. If you're around, give us a call. Don't worry, I'll spit out the number plenty of times on the air. Let's agree to meet at midnight right here on WGSO 990 AM in New Orleans.
Pop quiz, New Orleans. What are the two things you're never supposed to talk about in mixed company? If you answer James Carville as an LSU fan and the genius of giving minimum age earning janitors the keys to central lockup, wrong. But if you put your I'm a proud Catholic New Orleanian thinking cap on and answered religion and politics, winner, winner, Popeye's chicken dinner. And the grand prize is I return to Morning Drive, where I belong, at 6 to 7 a.m. here on WGSO and simulcast on CrusadeChannel.com.
NOLA Funk Fest returns October 17th through 19th at Spanish Plaza, and this year's lineup is stacked. Master P with the Soul Rebels, Dumpster Funk plays Slide, Funky Meters 2.0, and a 50-year celebration of the Wild Chapatulas are just a few of the highlights. Tickets are on sale now, including single-day passes and Louisiana Locals discounts. Don't miss Louisiana's biggest fall music festival, NOLA Funk Fest. Visit nolafunkfest.com.
Hey, Mimi, we love Wednesdays, but we're moving to a new time.
Listen to He Said, She Said, Wednesdays at 6 p.m.
As usual, we'll be discussing and debating the hot topics.
And taking your phone calls.
You can find out who's right. Of course, that's me.
No, wait, Jeff, I'm never wrong. Remember, happy wife, happy life.
So we'll have a lot to talk about on He Said, She Said.
Listen to the Crew of Crew Air, Wednesdays at 6 p.m.
Right here on WGSO.
Hey guys, this is Lisa Leonardi, the host of the new show Live with Lisa Unscripted every Monday at 4 p.m. drive time here on WGSO.
Join me, Mitch Gibbs, every Thursday at 4 p.m. live on WGSO Radio New Orleans, talking Saints football in our 16th season of In the Red Zone. We'll be live at Premier Nissan, 6636 Veterans Boulevard, where Metairie meets Kenner for another exciting season of Saints football live on WGSO Radio.
Hi, this is Rusty, owner of the Olive Branch Cafe. Join me on Tuesdays at 4 for the Best Bank Hour on WGSO 990.
Don't miss you on this with John Clemens and Patrick at 1 p.m. Saturdays on WGSO 990 AM and WGSO.com. New times, great flavor.
All right, New Orleans, welcome back to the 8th inning, the last inning of the Jack Clegg Show. And we're talking to Rusty, one of our favorite callers. Go ahead, I got another caller after you, so go ahead. Hit it.
Okay, real quick, we'll finish it off.
Go ahead.
It's common sense, Jack, that if you have a safer city, more people are going to want to come to them.
Sure. Yep.
And they're basically I know people that will not come into New Orleans because they say, man, taking a chance. You don't know what could happen.
And the same is happening in other cities all over the country. You're absolutely right. Yep.
And particularly your city of Chicago.
Yeah.
And again, they don't want to put two and two together. And if it's a safer city, more and more people are going to come, and your residents are going to be more happy.
Sure.
Otherwise, every day we're fighting this issue. Is there enough money for this, enough money for that? Well, if you become more focused on doing this basic thing, this necessary thing, those type of things that bring in more money will be achieved. It will be achieved because you're focused on that issue of doing that one thing right. The truth of the matter is New Orleans hardly does anything right.
Well, without knocking New Orleans, let me say this. You are 100% right. Okay. Rusty, have a good weekend. Thanks for calling, buddy. All right. Let's go to Mark from Indiana. Mark, how are you?
I'm doing fine. How are you, Mr. Clegg?
I'm doing fine. Looking forward to a nice weekend. We're supposed to get some rain here. We're in a terrible drought. We've been in a drought for about the last 4 weeks, so we're looking to get some rain.
Yeah, it's been dry up here too, but it's good for the farmers getting in their crops. So
that's good for them. Yes, that's true. That's true.
Yeah, up here where I'm at. But I heard Jim Matthew discuss. I didn't catch the first half of the program tonight, but I'll go back to the podcast and listen to it.
Sure.
I thought Jim Matthew talking about school shootings and kids using guns. And
Sure,
stuff.
sure.
Now, I'm about the same age as you.
Okay.
Back when me and you went to school, you didn't hear about this stuff.
Not at all. Nope.
Never heard about it. Okay. I got a theory on that.
Go ahead.
When did all this start, right? When I was in high school, me and my buddies, we'd have rifles hanging in the back of our
Sure.
Sure.
Yeah.
Parking in the school park.
Everybody had a gun rack. Yes.
Yeah, we didn't shoot each other. But when they think about it, the timeline, when they took corporal punishment out of school,
Sure.
a generation later, it all started. See, corporal punishment teaches you respect. A young kid, especially a boy, they need a firm hand. They need to be taught to respect others and other people's property. They need to be taught that there's consequences for when they don't. They need to be taught empathy. They need to be explained to after you paddle them. But I tell you, even when I was paddled by a teacher, and I didn't even like them after that, but I treated them with respect.
Sure,
I respected that paddle that they
They
used
had
on
the
my
paddle.
finger.
That's exactly right. You had to, yes.
Put the woodshed back. If you catch a kid when they're young and teach them that when they're 3 to 4 years old, smack their hand or something. You don't need to do that so much. You don't even need to do it with a lot of kids. But listen, my mother, she was with me with a switch, okay?
Okay.
And she'd cut a hickory switch and wrap it around my legs, if I didn't mind. And I was a roughneck little boy. I didn't mind all the time, and I still do mean stuff behind the back. But I at least respected her enough to do it down in the holler,
There you go. We wouldn't see you. Right, exactly, yes.
My wife works for HHS, okay? She's a Head Start teacher, okay?
Sure.
And she's been doing it for a lot of years. And when the Obama administration got in there, they did a letter, changing the rules, of contact with kids, what you can do.
Right.
Okay, she can't even, after that order from the Obama administration, you can't even tell a toddler no. Okay? What's that gonna
Mark, you
bring
raise a
out in
really
the child? How are you gonna handle a kid when you can't even tell them no at 2, 3 years old?
Well,
I mean, that is insane. That's what's going on.
you raise a terrific point. And unfortunately, I got to run and get to another caller. But what your point is that we have the ability to go back to that place where educators took the place of a parent for a couple hours a day.
Yeah, the parent was
and they-
there, and the parent handed them over to them with the goodwill.
Yes.
That they couldn't abuse the child.
And that's what we need. Exactly.
You got these liberals that call it abuse when it's really the opposite of abuse.
It's education.
Fear the rod,
Yep.
hate the child.
Yep.
Thanks, Bubby.
Thanks, Mark. Appreciate it. Okay, who do we got next? Hello, John. How are you?
Hey, Jack. Hey, I was going to mention the National Guard, but Mark mentioned something a little bit more important about discipline from the teacher.
Sure.
Back in our day, our parents gave our teachers permission to paddle off butt.
Yeah.
And if you got a paddle end on your butt, you had another one wait for you when you got home. So that was a double incentive.
You
Not
just
to misbehave in class.
Yes, you just put your finger on it. When there was a time, it wasn't 100%, but there was a time when the vast majority of parents permitted teachers to be disciplinarians. But then all of a sudden, many did not. And somebody was trying to put their finger on when this started. I'm going to say 1969. Why do you say that, Jack? Well, that's when no-fault divorce occurred. which I think has been a curse on this country. No fault divorce. You didn't have to prove adultery. You didn't have to prove abandonment. You just lived separate and apart for 60 days and you could get divorced. And once you got divorced, it was chaos. And you can't blame the kids because these were adults that were getting divorced. So, John, great point. Thanks for the call. We got one more caller? Okay, let's get to the other caller. Bob, how are you, Bob?
Hey, Jack. Thanks for getting me on your show. I just wanted to say something about the National Guard coming down here.
Excellent. Go ahead. Yes.
Everybody's complaining about it, and they talk about other times of the week or the month. They talk about they don't have enough staff. They don't have enough sheriff people. They're 500 policemen short. And then somebody offers you, they'll come in and break you out.
Great.
And they're just saying, well, we don't need them. And it's like, wait a second, 2 months ago you were talking about how, all these murders were occurring. And now you're saying you don't need help. And, and it's all over the United States. It's not just
right. You're right. And that argument you make works 100%. Bob, thanks for the call. Have a good weekend.
Thank you.
All right, folks, thanks for listening to the show. We got about 30 seconds left. Have a good weekend. And when you get back at it next week, just remember, the National Guard guys are here to help us, not to hurt us. All right, folks. Talk to you later.